Hi everybody, welcome to another segment of Mindset Go Mondays. I'm Jimmy Young, the Director of Education here at Mindset Go, and we are very proud to welcome in two beautiful women from the college ranks. One is Kyra Altman and the other is Lauren Wilkins. Thank you both for coming in today. Oh, wait, you live here.
I do.
So that wasn't difficult for you, right?
Yes, no.
Thank you for coming in today.
It's my pleasure.
Appreciate both of you. Sophomores, going into your sophomore year at both George Washington and Northeastern University, two fine institutions of higher learning. But it was your work as seniors at Leominster High School that led to the formation of something that I think is so necessary and so important, and it's called LEAD. See, I didn't even ask to see if it was lead. I knew it was LEAD.
Yes.
And Kyra, why don't you tell us a little bit about the organization and how it all started?
Sure. So we actually started as sophomores in high school. We started in the wake of the Sandy Hook tragedy. It hit us all very close to home. I have three younger siblings, all the same ages of the victims of that tragedy. And me and a lot of my close friends got together and we said, we need to do something. This is outrageous. This is heartbreaking. Why do these tragedies take place? And so we did research and we ended up planning our first event called the 26 Angels Benefit that raised awareness on issues such as mental illness, gun violence, and other controversial issues that people don't talk about, they simply argue about. And we wanted to bring some conversation to the surface and get some things done. After that event was very successful, we raised over $3,000 for various organizations that advocated for children. That we then said to ourselves, why do we stop here? We can keep going. And so every single year we would pick a social issue that we would like to tackle. We tackled it, and then by senior year we decided to tackle mental illness, specifically mental illness that faces adolescents. 50% of all lifetime cases of mental illness first appear in those adolescent ages, especially high school. So we thought we would start there with the health education class.
Now, I can certainly understand how you wrote 900 pages of curriculum.
Of course.
I just want to say. Lauren, talk a little bit about your role in the organization, how you got involved.
As Kyra said, in the wake of the Sandy Hook tragedy, she invited all of us over to her living room and said, hey, let's just eat some pizza and talk about this because it's something we all need to talk about. And right from the beginning, I hadn't known Kyra for very long at that point, but we became very fast friends. And I knew that all of the things that were important to Kyra were also important to me, and that I was willing to do anything that I could to help achieve the goals that we had set out together as a team.
Now, it's very interesting to me to talk with young people like yourselves because, as we all know, I am the oldest person in the room. And your generation is remarkable in their embracing of all types of diversity. You guys see someone that has a challenge and you embrace it, and you actually want to find out more about that. And that is completely different to what it was like, needless to say, back in the 60s and 70s. I'm sure you read about that in your history books, right?
Of course.
Okay. No. So where is the change, and how difficult is it for you guys to actually not just write the curriculum, but get it accepted by the state Commonwealth of Massachusetts?
Well, so there are two issues at hand. The first one is age, and we have had to fight that since we were 16 years old in high school. People don't look at students, at children, as change makers. They don't look at us as entrepreneurs, as social entrepreneurs, which is what we consider ourselves. And it takes a lot to overcome that, and we really have had to work hard as an organization to overcome those obstacles and to make a name for ourselves. Even last year, as a freshman at George Washington University, I competed in the New Venture competition as the only freshman and as the only non-business student in the whole competition. I was a social justice major, I still am, and I won second prize. We won $33,000 for our organization, which we are now going to incorporate as a nonprofit this summer. So I mean, every year we do more things to prove to ourselves that we can do this and we can change lives of millions of people, which is our goal. But it is hard. And the second thing is there has been a major shift from entrepreneurship entrepreneurship to social entrepreneurship. And I think we embody that as an organization. Business for so long was about making money. It was about selling. It was about marketing. And now we say we can solve problems. We can also make money, but we're going to help people in the process. And we found that investors are so much more likely to invest in you when you're helping people, because we have that human instinct to help other people. We want to encourage that.
I was going to say, what obstacles are you facing, Lauren, when you get out there? And I know that you guys have a bill before the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. Can you tell us a little bit about the status of that and what other obstacles you might be finding?
As for the bill, the reporting date for the bill was at the beginning of the month, so we're still waiting to hear back on it. We've gotten a lot of support for it. We haven't really heard any sort of negativity towards the bill. It went before the Joint Committee on Education back in March, and I testified at the State House in Boston on behalf of the bill with a few other people, and there were no negative testimonies given. And the committee seemed very supportive of our bill, which was really great to hear.
We also had doctors, we had teachers, we had superintendents, we had a variety of community members come and testify on our behalf. And both the Senate and the House have concurred on our bill as of a few months ago, so we're really just waiting for that announcement. But we are crossing our fingers and very excited.
It should be very exciting. And then I give you both a lot of credit for showing the initiative of seeing something that you didn't like and making a change in the world. And that's a wonderful thing for everyone. I understand you guys at one point were actually featured on Chronicle.
We were.
Channel 5. I want to see if we have the B-roll. But how cool was it to be on Channel 5? And I know that Phil Lipoff was the reporter, and
he was, yes.
I know Phil and all that, but Anthony Everett did go to Tufts University. I always like to plug that. But how much fun was it, and were you nervous being on Chronicle? Because they actually have a lot of viewers.
They do. So just to back up a little bit, I want to talk a little bit about what our organization actually does. We started as a community service organization in high school. Once we shifted toward the mental health aspect, we now provide education for students and educators to reduce untreated mental illness in high schools, and we do that through mental health first aid, education modules, public speaking, a lot of different variety of things like that. And our bill was specifically to incorporate mental health topics into the health education class every student in Massachusetts must take to graduate. And that is what got the attention of Phil Lipoff on Chronicle. He came to our school with these huge cameras. It was so amazing. Everybody was watching. He sat us down in the auditorium for 2.5 hours, asked us lots of questions, and made us feel very proud of what we did and excited for the future of our organization.
Now, Kyra's correct. He asks lots of questions, but in the edit room, they have to take the actual best sound bites. So he could talk to you for 30 minutes and you could end up with 15 seconds. Did that disappoint you, Lauren, specifically you?
I don't think it disappointed me at all, because the way that our organization works is we are a team collectively, and not one of us is more important than the others in our eyes. So as long as the most important information is being is gotten out there, no matter who has said it, then we're all proud of it, because it's all the work that we've done, no matter whose mouth it's coming from.
Yeah, and I'm looking at some of the issues in mental illness and the challenges, self-harm, depression, dating violence, body image, which, by the way, is one of my biggest pet peeves, because there are so many beautiful people out there that are just not comfortable with who they are when they wake up in the morning. And I don't know how to fix that.
Right.
How important and how difficult is it for you to get your message about body image across to your peers? Because that had to be difficult.
Right. I mean, body image is definitely a piece. We believe mental health, but more importantly, wellness is really important in what we need to be teaching our students. And wellness includes coping mechanisms. So it includes stress management for our normal high school problems and difficulties, and even studying habits. It also just includes learning how to take care of your body, how to eat well, how to have enough sleep, ways to reduce stress in your everyday life, all of those things. And we think those are very important. And what we've found is that if you take care of your physical body, your mental body is right after that. It's all connected, and things like body image can eventually solve themselves if we're really taking care of ourselves emotionally and holistically.
One of the things that stood out in the story I watched in doing some research was the acceptance of some of the law enforcement, Quincy police specifically in that piece. Are you finding that more people are aware of mental challenges, if you will? I'll start with Lauren on that.
I think definitely. We've definitely seen a growth in the amount of awareness of mental health and mental illness issues, and a growth in the amount of people who want to see a change. And it's no longer, I mean, there's still a lack of communication on the topic, but it's definitely becoming more of a conversation, and more people are starting to talk about it, and more people are starting to care about it and wanting to make a difference.
Yeah. And of course, we just had another tragedy in the LGBT community down in Orlando, and it boggles my mind. I don't get it, and I never will get why people that obviously have some challenges won't seek help. And isn't that one of the biggest things you're trying to do, is to get them to be comfortable that, okay, I have an issue, who can I go to talk about it?
That's definitely an issue. Something that we also are really working to do is not eliminating stigma. Stigma will always be there, but really trying to reduce it. One of the things that we hear a lot is that mentally ill people are violent, which is things we hear when things like the Orlando shooting happen. In reality, most people that suffer from mental illness are actually victims of violence. They are not perpetrators of violence. So that's one thing we really try to talk about. At the same time, almost 99% of all mass shootings have taken place by somebody that has been identified as a person suffering from mental illness as early as elementary school. So it is an issue, and it is something we need to work on, but there is still stigma that is around that issue, and the real bottom of it is taking care of mental health. It's not about gun violence, it's mental health at the foundation.
So the foundation is lead, let's empower, advocate, and do.
Yes.
And you girls have done a great job with that.
you.
I just want to say, I want to wish you the best of luck. Before we break it off here, I want you to tell the people how they might be able to get involved, and not necessarily contact you directly, but how to go through the foundation.
Sure. Well, so our website is mentalhealthleader.com. Please visit our website, learn about us, watch our episode on WCVB Chronicle, and you can also contact us through that website. Also contact your legislators on behalf of our bill, S2114, in the State House, and help us get mental health in our schools. Thank you so much.
There you go. So for Kyra Altman and Lauren Wilkins, I'm over here. I'm Jimmy Young, and we'll see you next time on Mindset Go Mondays.